Graciliceratops. Graciliceratops, meaning slender horn, is a genus of neoceratopsian dinosaurs that lived in Asia during the Late Cretaceous period. Discovery and naming. The holotype, Splem GDI/156, was discovered at the Bayan Shurey Formation in Mongolia, coming from the Shiragin-Gashuin locality near Sainsand. The discoveries were made during field exploration by the Polish-Mongolian Paleontological Expedition, in 1971. 4 years later, in 1975, the specimen was described by Teresa Marianska and Halska Osmolska and referred to the genus Microceratops. However, Paul Sereno noted that the referral for this specimen was unjustified and overall, the genus lacked diagnosis. Therefore, Microceratops, now named Microceratopus, was considered a nomen dubium. The referred specimen was redescribed by him, creating a new genus and species, Graciliceratops mongoliensis. The holotype is fragmentary, consisting of a very fragmented skull with mandibles, vertebrae, 4 cervicals, 12 dorsals and 7 sacrals, right scapula, proximal end of left scapula, left coracoid, right humerus, radius and fragmentary ulna, proximal and distal end of left humerus, proximal fragments of both pubis, fragments of both ilium and fragment of right ischium, right femur, tibia and nearly complete pes, distal part of left tibia, fragmentary left pes, tarsals and isolated ribs. The generic name, Graciliceratops, is derived from the Latin gracilis, meaning slender, and the Greek kappa rho alpha tau omicron, kerato, meaning horn, in reference to its fragile build. Lastly, the specific name, mongoliensis, is to emphasize the place of its discovery, Mongolia. Description. Although very damaged, the skull measures approximately 20 cm, 200 mm, the arches and center of the sacral vertebrae are not fused, which indicates that this specimen was not fully grown when it died, probably a juvenile individual. Its size is estimated at 60 cm, 2.0 feet, long with a weight between 2.27 to 9.1 kilograms, 5.0 to 20.1 pounds. However, due to the immature nature of the specimen, the adult size is estimated around 2 meters, 6.6 feet, or similar to Protoceratops. The frill has large fenestrae bounded by very slender strides. This structure is very similar to that of the later Protoceratops. Graciliceratops is recognized by the fragile frill and characteristic tibial-femoral ratio, 1.2 to 1. The frill is also briefly elongated with well-developed squamosal processes. 7 sacral vertebrae were identified and not fused. The scapula is very gracile in constitution but thicker at the glenoid, with a relatively large coracoid. The humerus is also very slender. The femur measures 9.5 centimeters, 95 millimeters. It is lightly curved and has a large head. The fourth trochanter is fragile and placed above the mid-length of the femoral end. Being larger than the femur, the tibia measures 11 centimeters, 110 millimeters, and its proximal articulation is more developed than distally. The right pes is virtually complete, only lacking the distal end of the fourth metatarsal. The pedal ungulls are dorso-ventrally flattened and somewhat sharply developed. Classification. During the description of Aquilops in 2014, an extensive ceratopsia phylogenetic analysis was conducted. Graciliceratops was found to be a basal neoceratopsian. Below are the results obtained for the Neoceratopsia Paleoecology. Graciliceratops was unearthed from the Shiragin-Gashuin beds, which are part of the Upper Bayan Shurey. The presence of caliche, fluvial and lacustrine sediments, indicate a semi-arid climate with rivers and large lakes around the zone. Fossilized fruits have also been recovered from the upper and lower parts of the formation, suggesting the existence of angiosperm plants. Magnetostratigraphic and calcite UPB analyses indicate that the formation lies within the Cretaceous long normal, which was deposited until the end of the Santonian around 95.9 plus or minus 6.0 million to 89.6 plus or minus 4.0 million years ago. It lived alongside other reptiles from the upper part, most notably the large Dromaeosaurid Achillobator, the Tyrannosauroid Electrosaurus, Therizinosaurus Erlichosaurus and Segnosaurus, the Pachycephalosaurum Tocephal, Ankylosaurus Talururus and Zogontigia, the large sauropod Urcatua and the basal hadrosauroid Gobiehadros. Additional paleofauna has been recovered, expanding the aquatic biodiversity, per alligator, Lindhomames and the shark Ibidus. The discoveries of Isdarchid's pterosaurs have been reported from at least 2 locations, comprising mainly cervical vertebrae.